Nice. So one of these is a crit.
What a way to start.
Yeah, holy crap.
Left reeling from the experience you just had. Your tormentor is gone, and you were left in a Velaki that seems much colder tonight.
My name is Chalo, and god damn it, he got away again. We almost had him this time, Rictavio.
I like this guy.
Well, gentlemen, I understand that maybe there's some conversations to be had, but I might say we might want to leave Velakis as soon as possible. It's under new leadership, and I believe we should probably go.
If you're not a vampire and you stay out of my way, I think you'll be all right.
I can agree to that. All right.
He's coming with us.
Say that again, Miles.
I said I really like him. He's coming with us.
Yeah, he's got a big hammer. We can
no
use that.
tension at all.
Did
Just
we
yeah,
just
come
become
on,
best
guys.
friends?
Vampires, it works.
I've never seen Elzeiros take to another man so quickly. Must be those bulging biceps of his.
It is the dead of night, and the mists are enshrouding the road quite thickly, we'll say. So you all can't quite tell where you're going in this case, but it does seem like Rictavio knows what he is doing. You are all again sitting in this cramped room at the top of this tower. Again, it's filled with astronomical instruments, worn books, carefully arranged silver implements. Von Richten, after you've all filed in the room and he's had a sit for a good moment, stands up.
So, you mean the Von Richten?
My friends call me Rudy, but yes.
Yeah,
Albert's gonna stay up for a little bit. First saying a prayer to Theron, and then trying to commune with his god, since he knows this is a safe space.
Got it.
Honestly, if he was going to kill us, he would have just left us in the city. So, I have no qualms.
Nap in the corner.
You all fall asleep. You fall into a deep, peaceful sleep. So last time we found out that maybe Lady Wachter wasn't as truthful with who she supported, and you found yourself at a very grim dinner after the reformers, with being serenaded of the sound of the Baron and his wife swinging from a noose. You also found a new pointy-teethed friend named Rodin, and then found yourself within the St. Angel's, meeting Strahd for the first time. Where we last left off is Albert is on the floor. Three people that you do not know have broken, or two people that you do not know have broken through the window, as well as a large saber-toothed tiger. I'm gonna go ahead and have you just auto roll, or roll for initiative again, as well, please, if you don't mind.
Is that me too?
Everybody. Yeah.
Hit nothing but 20s tonight, boys. Well, not yet, but I will be.
Did you go live yet?
Yeah. Is Miles here?
Yeah,
Oh,
hold
there it
on.
is.
I gotta bring up my character sheet.
You're good. How's the new kitten computer treating you?
It kicks ass, man.
Perfect. So again, we've gone in. We'll consider this a surprise round, and Chalo, you are at the top of the initiative. So go ahead and do what you're gonna do.
Okay. This mysterious figure that you guys have never seen before. Looks up to be about 5 foot, 5'1" on a good day. Little on the chubbier side, but not like obese chubby. Like, this dude's a tank. Like, he's in it. And you can kind of tell he's probably got some anger issues too. So just be aware of that.
So you're a short, angry muffin top man?
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going
He's a
for.
little bowling
Chalo's
ball.
definitely not a self-insert.
I'm just gonna use my movement to get closer to Strahd. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's
We have technical difficulties, so.
All I see are dots. Oh, there we go.
we'll say you're inspired, and you can have 5 more feet of.
Oh, bonus action. I'm going to rage. So what you see is my face and forehead and everything just starts turning red. My eyes go bloodshot. And you can tell I am not in a good mood. So much so to the point that any sort of rational conversations are probably not going to go well with this dude. And I'm gonna attack twice. Nice. So one of these is a crit.
What a way to start.
Yeah, holy crap.
So since I'm raging, it's technically +4 since it's a crit. So this +4. 13 and this is just +2, so 23 total damage.
Nice. Now go ahead and tell me what kind of weapon Chalo is swinging around here.
So he's got a warhammer. He's right now it's wielded in one hand.
Awesome. So it's you. Chalo makes these swings at Strahd. That the hammer hits him and then just stops moving, letting a reverberation just fly through your hand into your body every time you strike him. He looks up at you as if he's just not noticed anything in that case, and just kind of chuckles at you. That is the. Yep. Go ahead.
Do I feel like it did he feel it at all, or maybe it's just he felt it very little?
As you can tell, nothing has changed about Strahd's demeanor with your hammer. It is the saber-toothed tiger's turn here. He's gonna make quite a large jump across here, and then also kind of just dance around and take another swipe at Strahd here in this case. Awesome. And it just takes a swipe at Strahd, and again, nothing really happens as that happens. Muurujin.
Alright, quick question. Since, when...
You get all your health back, what it was before.
And my spell slots?
Yes.
Alright, cool. And
You don't get all your spell slots.
Just the one I
Just
used.
the one you used.
Alright, here. I'm gonna hop over the pew here. And I'm gonna cast a lightning bolt at him. So, Mike, I'll need a dex saving throw from you.
17.
Okay, you pass, so you take half this.
Half of that. Awesome.
Yeah. You take 17.
So as you strike at him, in this case, you see him just turn into black mist and then fly through the air here next to Arena. Bazzlo, it is your turn.
Alright, so I go ahead, dust myself off, crack my neck, and I cast Mage Hand. Mage Hand proceeds to walk up to Strahd and give him a slap.
And that does absolutely nothing. Strahd stares daggers at you, and you take 15 hits, points of damage.
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Oh. No, it's my turn.
Perfect. And it is now Strahd's turn. Strahd looks over to who you all recognize as Rictavio, and just kind of chuckles. Like, welcome back, old man. I've been looking for you for quite some time. And with that, he looks around at the rest of the group here, and begins just to kind of chuckle to himself. He reaches out and touches Arena's shoulder, and they both slowly melt.
Counterspell.
Okay. They both slowly melt into the background, and you just hear a cacophonous laughter fill the church here, and Strahd disappears out through the window in a black mist, leaving
You can't
you all.
counterspell that?
Well, and then I was gonna say one of the things Theron did. One of the last things he did was cast Remove Curse on Irina. On the way to the Reformation Center, does that do anything?
Arena was not cursed in any way, shape, or form.
That just okay. Just making sure.
And with that, you are all now out of combat, left reeling from the experience you just had. Your tormentor is gone, and you are left in a Vallaki that seems much colder tonight.
How did
How are
you
the
get
commoners looking around us?
Yeah, does everybody
Yeah.
snap out of it?
The commoners look still very pale, and they are not really doing much. Same with Father Lucian in this case. He seems still pretty rigid even after Strahd's departure.
I'm gonna walk up to Father Lucian and just inspect him for any bite marks.
Okay. Yeah. As you go ahead and look over, look over Father Lucian, he seems fine. There's no bite marks on his body or anything of that nature.
I go to touch him, or I put my hand on his shoulder and try to shake him. Father, are you there?
He still stands very, very rigid and doesn't seem to notice you.
E Bapef, while he's doing that, is gonna walk up to this stranger and inquire as to who he is. Thanks for your help there, stranger. Who might you be?
My name is Chalo, and god damn it, he got away again! We almost had him this time, Rictavio.
I like this guy.
Wouldn't say we had anything at this point.
It felt like we had him. When I rolled that crit, it felt like we had him right where we wanted him.
Rolled a crit?
What's that?
What type of attack is that? I guess I don't know
I
your name.
know that those swings, I just felt like they were going to do something this time. Next time.
What's
I
your
have
name,
heard
sir?
that when humans get excited, they do crit their pants.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is
I
new.
think I need to find myself a better vampire slaying weapon.
Really
Um,
like
it-
this guy. Can we bring him
As you
along?
all are sitting around talking, the saber-toothed tiger turns and leaps out another window.
So, side note, where the hell did that saber-tooth tiger come from? I wasn't here for.
Oh,
It just jumped through the window. There's really
It was
no...
in with Chalo and Rictavio as they made their epic entrance.
Okay.
and big hulking man. What's your name?
My name is Chalo, and I'm assuming you are the lot responsible for what's going on today.
Yeah, well, it's been a
We're
tough
finding
day.
that out. Yeah.
Did you not think to ask? Maybe to try to figure out what's going on before you go around just fucking everything up?
I will say I did ask Rictavio what the deal was between the Baron and this lady, and he basically had no information. Just said all he knows is they've been quarreling for some time, so we didn't see it coming.
Well, gentlemen, I understand that maybe there's some conversations to be had, but I might say we might want to leave Vallaki as soon as possible. It's under new leadership, and I believe we should probably go.
I'm guessing we're no longer on the good friend list of Lady Walker.
I I don't think Lady Wachter was ever your friend, if I'm being honest. And I figured it out a little too late.
I got the feeling. Oh, you got bamboozled as well?
I mean, bamboozled, no, but information can be fickle sometimes, gentlemen.
Well, at least we have somebody that's willing to help us sort some of this out. It appears we've made a grave error.
Errors in Barovia at least lead to some kind of knowledge.
Yeah, I guess we know Velaki was screwed either way.
I don't know, but as you can tell, Barovia is going to do what Barovia is going to do.
Well, apparently we're after the same thing, so
Yeah.
perhaps we join
I
up.
don't know if that's true, but we just...
Rictavio, do you know what's going on with these common folk here in this church? Is there any way we can snap them out of what appears to be this?
I think in time they will probably come back to normal, but I don't think there's much we can do for them at the moment.
Well, lads, you heard the man. Let's get to it.
Any ideas to where we can head?
I might.
Roads have been
might
quite
have
treacherous.
I might have a spot for us. If you wouldn't mind coming with us.
Well, I'd like to see what our friend, we have a couple other friends you'd maybe want to meet. Friends Elzeiros and Albert. See what they think about this.
Well,
Hey, Albert, I cut a
met
shout.
Met you all before. You're quite loud and boisterous and making your mark around town. Fairly apparent.
I believe he was referring to our muscular friend over here.
Oh, yeah. I guess, yeah. Maybe he just looks a little intimidating, so I just want to make sure, And well, I'm not going to get that hammer to my face the moment we leave here.
You're not a vampire, are you?
Not that I know of.
If you're not a vampire and you stay out of my way, I think you'll be all right.
I can agree to that. All right.
He's coming with us.
Say that again, Miles.
I said I really like him. He's coming with us.
Yeah, he's got a big hammer. We can
No
use that.
tension at all. Just come
become
on,
best
guys.
friends?
Vampires, it works.
I've
That's
never
all I
seen
care
Elzeiros take to another man so quickly. Must be those bulging biceps of his.
Well, I also didn't get a chance to swing at Strahd, and he made up for it, so it works.
Well, technically, you did.
Just wasn't here for it.
weren't here for it.
So
Well, we
the
have-
city's in chaos right now. We could probably steal a wagon and get out of here very quickly.
I've already got one ahead of you. There's a wagon as well as my horse tied up to my cart.
Let's go.
Perfect. Is
All right.
everybody just gonna get in the cart with the two strangers they just met?
I'm assuming this
Well-
place is not hallowed anymore. We do still have our friend's remains to bury.
I mean, what gave you that idea that the grounds weren't hallowed anymore?
Oh, that blood-sucking bastard made his way into the church.
Albert's being particularly quiet, sulking in a corner, it would seem.
I go get
Albert is just contemplating life.
Albert, what's wrong, lad? Well, you gotta come meet our new friends. Or maybe not friends.
Why?
Well, I know things are looking a little grim, but I think they're our only chance of maybe getting out of here and moving on to the next thing. We gotta bury our friend. And I know you want to do that, so...
What do you think I'm doing? I'm sitting over here. What is your impression of me doing over here? Sulking? I'm not sulking. I'm planning, my friend.
Okay, well... Where are we gonna bury him? Out in the grave site?
I don't think anywhere within this city is fitting. Not anymore,
Okay.
at least.
And we take him
I
with
think
us.
we need to take him with us.
Okay. I go back to the group and just let them know. So Albert wants to take our friend's ashes with us, and we don't think he belongs here. So we can move on if you are all ready to trust these men.
Yeah, I have no complaints. This place is definitely not very welcoming anymore.
I think we've probably overstayed our welcome as well. So, gentlemen, if you don't mind, we can follow me. And with that, you all load up onto Rictavio's circus cart that you all found in the Air6 stockyard
Is
earlier
the beast
on.
still in the back? Oh, that was the beast. Okay.
And then you all gather into your cart. You see people milling about. In this case, you can't quite spy anybody who seems evil. No lady walkers, no vampires chaperoning her around. As you roll through the gates of Vallaki that are just wide open, and you are now out in the wilderness of Barovia once again.
Any general direction? Is that the party token?
Yeah, you guys are heading west of Vallaki. As Von Richten jumps on top of the wagon, and you see his large horse, and he goes, "Come on, Drusilla, it's time to leave." And he gives a quick wrap of the reins, and you guys are off.
Over the course of the next 11 minutes, I would like to ritually cast Phantom Steed and then ride my own mount.
Okay, got it. You want to cast Phantom Steed and get on the fuck out of here?
Yep, I will continue to follow them on my own mount.
Perfect.
I know you mentioned, Mike, something about when we need like a new thing for our spell. Like if we leveled up, would we have that for the new spell?
Depends
Or do
on
we
what
still
it
need
is.
Component pouch items.
That's what I was wondering. I need a small crystal bead.
Small crystal bead.
I can try to RP it. I just didn't know if.
Yeah, I don't know, man. We've had this conversation before, and I think we landed on you need to be able to purchase it or find it.
I thought what we changed it to was if it's not of gold value, you get it.
Yeah. If it has a gold value, then you gotta find it somehow. If it doesn't, then you got it.
But you get the components for new spells that you earn. Let's say they're just in the component pouch because my focus does essentially the same thing as that.
Okay. Perfect. That's all I needed. Thanks.
As far as this wagon is concerned, is there a horse leading the wagon?
Yes.
And we're all in the wagon
Yes.
with the saber-toothed tiger.
The saber-toothed tiger is no longer with you at the moment.
Gotcha. That was going to strike up an interesting conversation.
And Albert is riding to the side of you on his spectral steed, just remaining quiet.
Ooh, fancy.
And it is the dead of night, and the mists are enshrouding the road quite thickly, we'll say. So you all can't quite tell where you're going in this case, but it does seem like Rictavio knows what he is doing.
Well, Rictavio, where are we heading?
To a little place down by the water. It's a nice quaint tower, if you will.
Speaking, Rictavio, that tiger that was there with us in the church, that's yours?
Yes, well, very loosely mine, but it came here with me, yes.
Interesting. Does it have a name?
Not really.
Very impressive beast.
It's quite noble, yes, but still quite wild. I'm sure it'll show up at the tower eventually.
By chance, this wouldn't be a tower on Lake Baratok, would it be?
Yes, actually it would.
I think we may have seen something of that sort a while back passing through with the cart out front.
You didn't touch anything, did you, by chance?
Nope.
Nope, we didn't have time.
Kept moving.
And you said a cart out front?
Yeah, it had purple wheels and shiny caps.
He just gets kind of quiet and goes, as you guys kind of continue on down the road here at this point. And I need you all to roll for perception. Does that mean one more? Alright, cool. So as you guys are on top of this wagon or hanging off of it, you're all quite battered and bruised, by the way. Everybody but Chalo gets a point of exhaustion from the madness that you all just kind of experienced in this case, and the near-death experience in that as well. So go ahead and give you guys yourselves a nice point of exhaustion.
Just cuts.
Is that in conditions? I don't see it.
You can scroll all the way to the
At the very bottom.
Yeah.
Oh. Got it.
You all come to the crossroads. It's been, we'll say it's been about 20 or so minutes since we've left Vallaki. Yeah, as the Von Richten stops and says, "It's maybe time for a little break here, gentlemen."
Yeah, we've been through the ringer ever since the coup began.
Well, your choice of allies wasn't the best, it would seem.
Yeah, we're finding out the hard way a lot of things about this land.
Just kind of silent as he rummages through something in his underneath the coach bench.
So, what sort of tower is this that we're headed to?
Quite dilapidated old tower, if you recall.
Is it safe? Is it yours?
I mean, it's safe enough, and it does provide some security. Yes.
Well, we're a little wary from trusting people lately, so...
I couldn't really tell. You hopped right on the wagon with me.
Yeah, well, we don't have many other options, so,
Listen, this Chalo character hit that what I presume to be Strahd, although he seemed unaffected, so hard, it basically begged us to trust.
Is any of your weapons imbued with magic, perchance, or not at all?
Mine is.
I did find this wand, but I have been unable to ascertain any special traits on it.
If we're taking a rest, I would like to, Muurujin, may I see your wand as we sit here?
Sure.
Over the
hand
course
over the wand.
of 11 minutes, I would like to cast Identify as a ritual on the wand.
Perfect.
Send him the stats, because as soon as I ID it, I'm just going to give it right back to him.
Well, I mean, you're the one who's got to give it to him.
Well, that's fine. Maybe I don't want to give it to him back.
Maybe I keep
This thing's
this.
pretty nice. As you're doing that, I look over to Chalo and I'm like, say, friend, how do you know Rictavio?
He doesn't, actually. I picked him up off the streets during the chaos. I trained to keep tabs on the people who come into Vallaki and other things.
Interesting. So what brought you to Vallaki?
I think that's a story we will wait to tell.
Very well.
You gained
Right now.
some goodwill through your stupidity, but, yeah.
I hand the wand back to Muru when I'm done.
Perfect.
And when that 11 minutes has passed, I'd also like to ID the ring, if you give me a chance.
Yeah, we're gonna continue on. Rictavio snaps the reins again. He's like, sometimes best to pause for a moment in Barovia, just to catch up on your senses. And he looks around and just kind of continues to peer off into the mist in this case, and you all make a right turn through the woods here. A familiar sight, if you all will remember these woods.
But it's like
I
really
don't
dark
trust
though,
these.
right?
Yeah, it is really dark, but again, you were if you remember, you remember. If you don't, that's fine.
Rictavio, have you seen a man with no head riding around in these forests lately?
Man with no heads, flaming hooves and all.
Yeah, that sounds spot on.
Yes, something we can talk about at a later time, possibly.
I'd like to not run into him again.
I think we will be fine for the time being, gentlemen.
Go back to staring out the window.
Yeah, Bapef's gonna, like, as we're riding here, just kind of doze off.
Yeah, go ahead and give me another group perception check, except for Bapef as he's dozing off.
Oh, it's not what I wanted.
Nice initiative, bro.
This is what I wanted.
Chalo got that +4, Ed.
Awesome. So as you all continue your pace through the woods here, Albert on his spectral steed in this case, you do begin to hear the familiar howl of wolves echo through the forest in this case.
Can I get a bearing on where the sound is coming from?
Give me an individual perception check.
15.
Yeah. So with your perception check, you do hear it off to the southwest of your wagon here.
I would like to max range just cast a firebolt into that general direction.
just out into the woods.
Southwest.
Got it. As you light off a fireball, Rictavio looks up at you quite scornfully. Or not fireball, a firebolt.
Firebolt.
Yes, yeah. And he's like, sir, why would you do that? That just seems like a very bad idea. Now, if things didn't know we were here, they absolutely do know we're here.
Well, the last time we ran into a pack of wolves, all I had to do was launch fire at them and they ran away.
Was it just fire, or was it a different spell?
It was a more powerful spire, but I'm hoping perhaps they can remember what they experienced last time and perhaps avoid getting fireballed.
If the creatures accosted you and then left, it probably was just because it was inconvenient for them at the time. The wildlife here, the local flora and fauna, aren't as one might expect.
Let's just have the Salty Goosenecks do it, so...
I wasn't worried about the flora and fauna, I was more worried about the wolves.
He just shakes his head at you and just gives the reins a crack.
Yeah, we should hurry up.
Perfect. It has been, each one of those is, a couple miles? We'll say it's been about, and everybody's not on foot, which is good. We'll say we're about here, and it's been about 2 hours in this case. Gentlemen, for you, anything that you want to talk about or do?
I'm peering out into the woods, just trying to stay perceptive and keep an eye out for anything.
Perfect. You all continue along your way. Go ahead and give me another group perception check then.
What about me? Am I still sleeping?
If you're still asleep, yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm still sleeping. I'm toast.
I would like to talk to Rictavio when we're done with this, if possible.
We need what? One more? Two more? Yeah, one more. We need an elf vampire hunter.
Sorry, what?
We need a
Roll
fucking
perception.
Oh,
He's busy gawking at our new party member.
Look at his biceps. Oh,
Probably killed
Darn.
30
perfect. With that, you hear the wolves crying out in the distance, but it still stays in the distance as far as you're concerned.
So, Rictavio,
Yes.
let's start simply. I ride my horse up next to the head of the wagon. Where are you from?
Where doesn't really matter at the moment, Master Wizard. Why do you ask?
I asked to get an understanding of your knowledge of this area. Were you born here, or were you thrust into it as we were?
I will say that I was thrust into it as you all were, but mine was a little bit more by choice.
By choice, you say?
Yes, by choice.
Let me ask you this. What year was it when you came here, on the standard scale?
Standard scale of Faerun or by Barovia's counter?
On Faerun.
God. It's been about 2 years now that I've traveled Barovia.
It's been so. What year did we get knocked into here?
Yeah, that's what I'm actually looking up.
Yeah.
I also, so Chalo also came during a very specific time, too. So hold on.
I'm trying to figure out, just for your reference, whether there's time distortion between here and.
Oh, good
Yeah.
sir. There is no time distortion as far as what's here and what's there. They have their own calendar and moon, but as I understand it from talking with some of the travelers, everything happens in the same pace as it does outside of here.
2 years, and you voluntarily set yourself up in this.
Again, we will talk, and I will give you information as I see necessary, good sir.
Well, I will continue to ask questions as I see necessary.
That is fine, but don't expect an answer.
What's the cut of his jib? Does he look like just a regular old man? Does he look like someone of the magical influence? Someone of the fighting influence?
He likes
Can I get a
booze.
read on him?
Go ahead and give me an insight check.
16.
16. So you eye Rictavio up and down quite scrupulously. Fuck, I can't remember words today.
Thoroughly.
Thoroughly, yeah, words. And you, as you study him, the way he moves and the way he sits there and ponders off, he looks like a studied hand in this case. You can't quite tell if he's magical. You can't quite tell if he's of any persuasion in that case. He just looks like he's very steady.
Does he wear anything that would indicate maybe an organization that he's with, or a power that he shows allegiance to?
Give me a perception check in that case.
13.
13. Yeah. So as you study him up and down, there's nothing that you see that jumps out at you. No emblems, anything like that. He's dressed rather gaily. If you'll remember, he introduced himself as a traveling bard here in Barovia.
Is this a purple and gold outfit, or purple and yellow outfit, something of that nature?
Yeah, the one he was wearing. I can't remember
Okay.
exactly what it was. Yeah.
Well, I believe you and I have a good talk to do once we reach safety.
Yes, if I deem it necessary, definitely.
If I deem it necessary, you'll catch a fireball to the teeth.
Good sir, your threats fall on empty ears. I saw how you were quite readily handled there back at the church, so.
And I see that I clearly have a gotcha.
Don't worry, Rictavio. This is just how Albert likes to flirt. Sorry about that.
I've noticed, or I've met people of his type before, and they think they're special and different, but Barovia kind of makes us all equal, and he still needs to learn that. How long have you all been in Barovia?
About
19
weeks.
sessions as of today.
About
Too
2
long.
weeks. Yeah.
And I'm the only Dragonborn I've seen.
Yeah, your kind is not really here. I'm sure you've seen. It's a pretty insular community, as they say.
Inbred community, I gotcha.
I wouldn't go that far. There's enough populace here and to not inbreed.
Muurujin mutters racist hag under his breath.
Yes, Lady Wachter was quite a good person, wasn't she?
Useless bag of bones, if you ask me.
You could have given us a bit more insight.
Well, I needed to see what you all could get done and some of the choices. And again, I didn't know everything that was going to happen until it was a little too late, unfortunately.
It seems like a less than minor detail that Lady Walkner is working for Strahd.
I had my suspicions, but couldn't prove anything.
I thought we were drinking buddies.
Drinking buddies. I mean, you did drink quite a lot. I don't know if I drank quite a lot.
That's because you were drinking quite a lot. That's
I
neither
doubt-
here nor there.
I doubt that, but anyway. So as we continue along here, you again, we'll say it's in the early morning of the hours, and we start to happen upon a clearing here, as well as Lake Bartok, in this case. You all come to the tower, and let's see here. You come to a cold mountain lake enclosed by misty woods and rocky bluffs. Thick fog creeps across the dark, still waters. The trail ends at a grass-covered causeway that stretches 100 yards across the lake to a flat, marshy island with a stone tower on it. The tower is old and decrepit, with collapsing scaffolding clinging to one side and a large glass and split wall with time-worn griffin statues. Their wings and flanks covered with moss, perched atop buttresses with support the walls. Parked near the base of the tower within sight of the entrance is a barrel-topped wagon spattered with mud. You hear Rictavio mutter something under his breath, and it's quite, it's not very intelligible as you all pull up to the tower here. Well, gentlemen, it seems we have arrived at my humble abode. It's not quite it's not quite the tower I would have picked, but it's really the only choice I have at the moment.
Looks like a 5-star establishment to me.
Yeah, as
What
the
was that?
cart comes to a halt, Bapef just jostles and opens his eyes. I guess we're here, huh?
Yes.
Well, it's not infested with vampires and no one's trying to kill us, so it's home for now.
Oh, well, we're not dead yet.
Not all of us, anyway.
Too soon.
It was a sad comment.
Was it sad?
All I do is tell jokes, so sometimes it's a sad joke.
Perfect. Yeah, and this is kind of the tower you come up across. That building doesn't really exist, so don't ask if it does. But you all climb out of the wagon as the sun starts to peek up over the horizon. Rictavio walks over to the door of it, mumbles something under his breath, and you guys see a quick glow, and he opens the door and leads you to the top of the tower here. It's really just a worn down piece of shit as you guys climb higher and higher into the tower. You get to the top of the tower, the last room, and again he mumbles something under his breath to open the door, and he walks in and claps his hands. And that's not what I wanted to do. Stop looking.
So I am more highly under the impression that Rictavio is some sort of magic user.
Yeah, seems like it at this point.
That is a
Clapping.
literal wizard's tower.
After the first phrase he mumbled, I want to pay very close attention to everything he said after that.
And the comment about the tower seemed very wizardy.
All right. So as you all come into this very cramped space, but quite inviting. Unlike the levels below, this room shows signs of recent habitation. And although the place reeks of mold and mildew, it has plenty of creature comforts, including a cozy bed, a desk with matching chair, bright tapestries, and a large iron stove with plenty of wood to feed it. Light enters through narrow slits as well as through the dirt cake windows and broken shutters. Other features of the room include a standing suit of armor, a wooden chest, old wooden rafters bend under the weight of the tower roof, which has somehow remained intact. Mounted to the rafters are pulleys around which hangs iron chains that support the tower's elevator platform.
I want to take a good look at this elevator and see if it's within spec. I'm fucking with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. So you all come into this room. He claps his hands again and again. The stove springs to life in that case, and he sits down next to his desk. And you are all kind of crowded around in this tower. In this case, there is sitting room and laying room, but he just sits down and begins to kind of stare into the fire. In this case.
I would like to take a seat next to him and stare into the fire with him.
Awesome. There is only one chair, and there is a bed to lay on, or sit on as well. But if you sit next to him, it'll be on the floor.
I will sit crisscross applesauce right next to him. And in that moment, I would like to, as I stare into the flames, kind of meditate. And begin to say a prayer and reach out to my God. If anywhere is able to do it, I would figure it's here. So
cool. As you begin to say a prayer, Von Richten, or excuse me, Rictavio lays his hand on your shoulder and says, "Don't pray. I'll tell you about this later, but you guys should get some rest at the moment. We can speak once you've taken a rest."
I'm afraid it's too difficult for me to rest right now, Von, whatever your name is.
It's Rictavio. You did not hear...
Bad man.
Didn't hear that.
This fucking guided me on some bad
break.
As you can tell, I'm not just a simple bard. My name is Von Richten. Okay, and then we pause there. Cool. Let's take a 5 minutes real quick, please. I need some caffeine.
Okay.
All right, let's do this. Exposition time.
Perfect. You are all again sitting in this cramped room at the top of this tower. Again, it's filled with astronomical instruments, worn books, carefully arranged silver implements. Von Richten, after you've all filed in the room and he's had a sit for a good moment, stands up and he goes back to the door and secures multiple locks and again waves his hand over something. And again, light is just slowly creeping into the tower room here. He walks over to one of the windows and kind of closes it a little bit further as to not let any more light in than is absolutely necessary in this case, and then begins to sit again.
Would you mind explaining more, good sir? It seems you're one of my own. And since you've said you've placed yourself here on purpose, I can only assume you're here to do research.
I wouldn't say that. I might have some magical ability, but I'm not necessarily of your ilk. He has a hat on, and he goes to remove the hat in this case. As he does, his clothes start to change and shimmer and disappear. He's wearing like worn leather. He's got worn leather boots and gauntlets, and not necessarily dirty clothes, but they're battle hardened clothes, we'll say at that point. And he lays the hat down on his desk next to the chair as he's like pulled up here against the wood stove.
Not of my ilk, but you are a magic user.
I mean, yes, you come from the same world we all came from before Barovia. Just because I know magic doesn't necessarily make me a scholar of it.
Why do you say it's useless to pray here?
Um,
There's
how,
very big implications here.
Back.
how do I put this? Have you all been doing quite a bit of praying in this case?
Well, the one member of ours that would be doing the most praying is since been deceased.
That might be for the best then. Not to denigrate your fallen friend's life, but your prayers do not fall on deaf ears. They just not on the right ears. I've come to find.
That's right, I do remember hearing something about that.
Could you describe the process of the arcane more intimately to me? As far as your understanding of it. Why? Because the implication is if the prayers are intercepted, then the individual we seek to fight rivals the power of the gods.
It would be to that effect, yes, but only here in Barovia, he says.
We are, without a doubt, separated. Maybe that has something to do with the fact that the prayers
Separated
only
or
being
not.
heard by the certain person that's undoubtedly having something to do with keeping us here.
Separated or not, the gods hear through different dimensions. So it would have to be an insanely powerful magic to prevent communication with the gods.
Again, I'm only telling you what I know. I do not know what the mechanism is completely.
Speaking of that, Von Richter, you have been here for 2 years. Can you clue us in on anything that you've figured out as to what's going on here?
I mean, we're quite well trapped in this realm, and it seems that Strahd is in complete control of it.
Well, that much we gathered, but
Yes.
seeing as you've been here for a while, have you figured out anything else?
I mean, what would you like to know specifically? I haven't found a way to kill him yet, so...
You say this realm. How do you feel this realm is separated from others?
Can you leave? Can I leave? The only people I know who can leave had Strahd's permission.
Do you feel it's a pocket dimension? Do you know anything about how to magically get through it?
I haven't found a way out without his permission.
Have you tried? What do you mean without his permission? Have you had his permission to leave before?
No, I'm saying those who can leave have his permission and no one else.
To help guide this wizard's 10th degree, he can be a bit overbearing sometimes. Sorry about that. It seems you've been researching how to leave here for a long time. Is that correct?
I haven't been researching how to leave at all. I've got one simple mission here, and that's to put an end to the as your lady Wachter said, sovereign's reign.
And you came here of your own volition. Might I ask who sent you on this mission?
Miles, I need you to give me a history check. Awesome.
Oh, right, great.
Yeah. So Von Richten seems to ring a bell in your mind. Von Richten is Rudolph von Richten, as you've kind of put together, is a very, very famous monster and vampire hunter who has gone missing in the realms, and no one has understood what happened to him.
But only Elzeiros knows this?
Yes, only Elzeiros
Wait,
knows this.
So, you mean the Von Richten?
My friends call me Rudy, but yes. And you're not my friends. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, but the name rung a bell. They tell stories about you back in the non-Strahd area, right?
Feywild.
Yes. I am well aware of my fanfare, and if you're any monster hunter worth his salt, you've probably read a couple of my books.
Yeah, Vampires and Vanity was my favorite of all time. That was a classic.
It's living proof that the old vampire hunters know what they're talking about. If we've made it this far.
So, is this just your next conquest? Are you just pushing yourself to do better? Or are you part of a greater cause?
That's a long story that I don't really share among new company, and we'll just leave it at that for now.
Look, can you at least level with us a little bit? We all kind of just faced the big bad guy Strahd together. You can at least kind of maybe help us out here. It sounds like we're going for the same thing.
I mean, yes, but what have you found? My knowledge hasn't gotten me anywhere, as you can see. I've been hiding as a carnival master in Vallaki for quite some time now, but as you can tell, I haven't quite figured out how to rid the dimension of this, so I'm kind of at a standstill.
Have you
this is why
encountered the fortune teller lady?
Madam Eva?
Yeah.
She refused me as far as giving me my fortune.
Interesting, because she told us quite a bit as to find some items that might help us vanquish Strahd.
Have you found any of those items?
No, but we do have a lead on one of them, possibly.
One of them. He looks curiously into the fire as you say that.
Two of them. Two of them.
Hey. Albert just goes, shh.
Chalo doesn't
know shit about it, anyways.
Yeah.
No, to E Bapef. Albert looks at E Bapef and goes, shh.
What?
Be careful what we share.
Von Richten looks up at you and goes, well, you ask me for information, but you shush your friend. So I think
Just
we're
as
on
you're
pretty
withholding information.
even playing field then, yes?
Just as you're withholding information, you seemed way too excited about the last information he shared with you. So you've heard lore of these items?
Objects. Yes.
Well, Albert.
Perhaps
What is your
seeing-
understanding of it?
These items can possibly help us conquer this evil, as I understand it.
And what becomes of Irina now that she's been captured? How does she fit into all this?
I have no clue what happens to Irina. I heard the tales of Strahd coveting her through the land, but other than that, I don't know where she fits into any of this. Gentlemen, I'm not necessarily withholding information. I just think everywhere that's led me to to any glimmers of hope has turned out to be of nothing.
So are you saying you've lost hope?
I won't say I've lost hope. I've just been looking for it.
You know, we've heard stories of adventurers who have come here before us. Have you maybe met them?
Do you see them rise every night? As the moon comes up?
Yes, I mean when they were living, not on parade.
Well, some of those that I've met have joined that parade. I think if you look out one night, you might find your own comrade among them.
I don't want to see that. Done enough crying this week.
Well, I would like to say I trust you, but I don't.
That's completely fine. I won't say that I trust you either. Your association with Lady Wachter has made some things more complex. The Marin might have been a fool, but his paranoia served a purpose. Kept people vigilant, afraid. Lady Wachter's approach definitely makes the town more vulnerable in some cases.
In what way would you say it makes it more vulnerable?
Well, I mean, at this point, if I think you would agree with me, it does seem that Lady Wachter is indeed in league with Strahd, or at least his minions.
Yeah, he was able to enter the church now. Still not quite sure how that happened. The church was supposed to be protected.
Supposed to be, but if you recall, the Lady Wachter has quite a few minions, and I think we can all kind of put two and two together what might have happened, even though I'm not too sure.
Yes, our late Theron suggested that they made the bones more scarce, but the head of the church there, the father there, insisted they'd go back where they were originally. That might
It's
have...
the thing with religious ceremony. It typically only works in a certain way, unfortunately.
Well, that might have been their undoing as well.
Yes, I completely understand, but I think some decisions might have given the chance for that to happen, unfortunately. Just know I don't lay the blame solely at your feet.
So if I may ask, what would be your next move from here?
From here, well, I don't know at the moment. Again, I was busy trying to figure out another group of individuals that I believe actually run the tavern. But the trail's been kind of cold lately, and they're quite secretive themselves.
Seems like you're kind of in a similar position as we are, having well, we have a direction, I guess, but... And you haven't completely screwed over the town, so... And then E Bapef just sits there and continues to think to himself.
Albert moves his eyes to the, let's say, warrior.
The warrior?
How is Geo? How is the, what? Let me get a good, clean look at this guy up and down.
Geo, explain yourself, my man.
I think my situation at least has some
I didn't ask you any questions. I asked what you looked like.
Oh. Well, I've got a well, I don't say this, but like,
Could you imagine
so
asking
obviously-
somebody that? Hey dude, what do you look like?
Again, just a shorter dude, probably about 5 foot, little bit on the wider side, but you can tell he's got scars all over his arms and his chest. He's not really wearing much clothes other than what looks to be like some sort of battle skirt / pants. And right now his only weapon is a warhammer. That's probably, or that has been dinged up. You can tell there's blood on it, and he's been put to good use.
Do I perceive this guy to be a barbarian?
Go ahead.
I would like you to look at the sage skill too.
What? Yes, you perceive him to be a wild barbarian.
With a sage class.
Sage class?
Sage class.
Yep.
Is he a...
If I don't know the exact information on something, I can typically tell where the information will be or some other stuff like that.
The sage?
It works very well with divination. Here, look. Background sage. Rictavio, where did you meet the wild fellow? I guess I should.
I pulled him out of a mob of individuals. I had a little trouble with the guards, and he actually came to my help, or my need.
I reach my hand out to him to shake it and say, Albert Pentros of the Silver Tower.
And he shakes your hand back, or me, or fucking...
No, Geo.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, oh wise wizard. I've shared the battleground with many of your kind, and I respect your battle prowess.
I appreciate that. Would you mind telling me and the group perhaps what brought you to this land?
Yeah, so I too, like you, am originally from Faerun, and my people were in last I remember we were in fierce battle against what were they, the Drow in the Weeping War, and one night as we're trying to get the injured off the battlefield, this great mist came over the forest and swept myself along with some of my comrades up, and along the way I am the only one that remains, as far as I can tell. Not much more than you, but I do know that vampires control this land, and I'm gonna bring the fight to them. If there's no getting out, then killing is my best option from here.
If I may interject, you don't happen to have any of distaste for the Drow any longer, do you?
Your kind killed many of my kind. I don't think we I take too kindly to you, but given that we are both in this circumstance, I might lay aside any prejudice I have.
Blake, what do you know about the Drow as like a race?
Oh gosh, I mean, I know that they're not the best.
I think that's putting it like a little lightly.
It depends on the Drow. You can't judge it off their race, Mike.
I mean, in this world,
they're not chromatic dragons. Versus
most of the Drow are not good people. I just
Right,
they do fucked up shit.
And that's why I'm an outcast. So I mean, I wouldn't worry about me too much anyway. I never had a taste for my people, which is why you find me with this rotten lot. I never really cared to sword myself either until this one. I just play fair music, I'd say.
It's less than fair, but it's noise.
My kind.
Von Richten chimes in and goes, "You're quite a shit bard, sir. I'm not even a bard."
Well, we'll see about that at the end of all this.
Ding. Well, my kind, my people tend to be looked down at, both figuratively and literally. So I know what it's like to be judged. I will just. If you have good intentions, good sir, I think we'll get along.
Aye.
Did you mention that you had been here for quite a while, like on Victor over here?
Yes. I've been here. Time just doesn't work, or at least to my perception, I don't see it the same way as you might, but I've been here for quite some time.
And have you discovered anything of note? I'm assuming you're trying to leave like we are.
If that is an option, it is certainly one I would like to pursue, but as far as I know, there is no leaving.
Well, if you handled yourself quite well back there, and we do find ourselves a party member short. If you don't have any other plans, and if it's okay with the rest of the group, I think we could use another pair of hands.
E Bapef, we've talked about holding cards close to our chest. You don't want to come out with your full offer there.
Do you have a better suggestion, Albert?
No, but I'm saying you could have
We're
milked him for
between-
a couple joints. We
we're
could have
between,
charged him to join our clan.
We're between a tower and a mysterious man and a meathead and a town that no longer likes us. I think we can use all the help we can get.
Van Richten chimes in. I don't think the town will be completely off limits to you all. Just be a little more careful if you do decide to venture back into Vallaki. I think the tavern will be a safe haven, but might stay clear of the guards if you possibly can.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to sneak in and out of the town? Well, Lady Wachter we still have her favor.
Sneak? No, well, maybe. Sneak
I-
or fireball our way into the town.
I wouldn't count on Lady Wachter's favor. In fact, I would almost guarantee that she's not going to be quite happy with you all, even with your help.
I do have a question. It seems that as trusty as my hammer is, it didn't seem to have the effect I am used to. And I point over at Elzeiros' weapons. Do those do damage to vampires? Have you tried them out?
Can I see your weapon, sir?
I handed my ham von Richten my hammer.
He looks over your weapon and gives it a heft and a kind of a practice swing in that case, and it's like it is a fine normal piece of steel, but it is just a normal piece of steel as far as Strahd is concerned. I think if you need something to hurt him or one of his ilk, I would really suggest utilizing something with magic imbued in it.
I'm starting to understand that. I will, do you know perhaps anyone that could imbue my weapon with magic? Could you do it?
I am not that kind of a smith, if you will. I don't know of anybody who could imbue it. I'm sure you could possibly find someone's old gear that might have magic imbued into it.
I guess we'll just have to take someone down and take it off their bodies. Something I'm very used to.
Oh, yes.
You know, I happen to have a couple of arrows with silver on them I could possibly share.
Silver won't do much to him. He's not a werewolf, and he doesn't follow all of the typical rules a vampire should, if you haven't noticed by now.
Are you aware of what they are specifically?
I mean, if you haven't noticed, he can walk around in sunlight. Running water doesn't necessarily seem to affect him as well.
Why'd I ask what keeps you hidden so well?
He looks down at his hand, and you see a flash of silver, a ring around his finger. And he lifts his hand up and he points to a ring. I can shield my mind with this ring, so you can't hear or hear any of the things I think, and you can't read my mind.
So are we not putting you at risk by being here?
That's a good question, but you're within the walls of this room. I may have done a thing or two to help insulate this room.
How much for the ring?
I will not give you this ring.
Speaking of rings, I've found one on my own off the Reformers. Would you mind if I cast Identify on it?
If you show it to me, I just might be able to tell you what it is.
I put the ring on my index finger and ball it up in a fist and then show it to him.
Yeah, he takes a look at the ring. He looks over it without touching it, and he tells you it looks like a ring of protection. It should help you stave off some more vicious attacks in that case.
Oh,
And
very
it's
well.
Just a +1 to your ace.
Albert's gonna put it on for the time being.
Cool. What do you all know of Strahd and his court?
We definitely don't know anything about his court. But
You said there was a vampire at the dinner with Lady Wachter in the town square?
Yes. Rindin? Ridnin?
Yeah,
Oh.
Radin?
Redin?
Ridin.
You're lucky that you walked away from that encounter. Did he have anything to say?
I don't remember.
You were the one who noticed it. I don't think the rest of us noticed.
I think I just noticed his teeth. I don't know that he said anything that I can remember.
I wasn't there.
You were not there.
Mm-mm.
Redin is Strahd's chamberlain, we'll say. He's been at Strahd's side for nearly 500 years at this point. He's quite ruthless.
500 years. That's quite
Yes.
a long time.
Strahd has been around for quite some time.
I noticed when we encountered Strahd that he took quite a large offense to the fact that we realized that he was what he was. Is he like ashamed of being what he is or something like that? He got very angry when we called him a vampire.
I don't think he's upset about being a vampire. As I understand it, he chose what he is now.
Maybe he was just upset.
I think you would do well to understand something. If you're still standing at this point, it was either because you're lucky or he's having fun with you all.
Does he do this often? You've been here 2 years.
I've seen it happen quite a few times. People are more for his entertainment than anything else, honestly. He likes to toy with others who come into Barovia.
I will ask you this. Can you offer us any advice on traveling the roads to try to get something to defeat him with?
Look, as I've said, I've tried at least twice. If you can get your hands on the items, then again, this is just how I've understand it, that apparently they can be put to use against him. But that's really all I know.
You have any advice for traveling on the roads and staying hidden other than your ring?
I have not found a way to do that, even with the ring. It seems that everything in this realm is under his control to some extent. at least the beasts and the different brood that you see running around, of course. Not everybody serves Strahd.
You know, it seems to me you've spent a lot of time here and learned a lot about these lands, and you may have earned your rest at this point, but would you mind accompanying us a little longer on our journey?
Accompanying you? I don't think so at this point. If you do need help in some ways, I would be absolutely happy to give it to you, depending on what it is.
Well, that being said, do you know of a good place, a town perhaps, nearby that isn't Vallaki, that's maybe a little bit more hospitable than Vallaki is right now?
There is Kresik to the north, but last I heard he wasn't, the Baron there wasn't allowing people to come into their walls. He's not as crazy as the Baron was in Vallaki, but he's still quite protective as a city, as you can imagine. Have you met anyone here that has been helpful to you besides myself?
Not particularly in a direct way.
Do you know anything about the Keepers of the Ravens?
We did hear about them.
I've been recently trying to track them down and have had little success. They're quite sneaky.
Yes, they
Definitely
were
some
following
ravens
us for quite some time, but I don't think we were able to figure out.
I think, weren't the ravens outside the Druid of the Grove?
They appeared to have kind of protected us on our route back from the grove. At least watched us.
Which grove?
Just some nasty druids we had to take down to get wine back to the town.
Yeah,
Oh,
north
the
of
winery.
the winery, there's a group of druids there that have turned quite dark.
You're talking the druids of Yesterhill. Yes, that place is quite cursed. Did you go to the tree?
Not yet,
No,
anyway.
Not yet. We had to return with the wine. We got distracted.
I've seen Strahd visit that place from time to time. Never quite made out why he goes there, though.
Might I ask you what you know about the windmill?
That ilk, the hags, yes, they're quite interesting lot, and I suggest to steer quite clear of them. Are they still selling their dream pastries?
That's what those are.
We did have a dream pastry, but it wasn't at the windmill.
Yes.
Albert
but-
loves dream pastries.
Dream pastries are
ate
phenomenal,
dream
actually.
pastry.
Do I have a... I kind of get a twitch.
Yeah, go ahead and give me a constitution check, please.
Yes, sir. Constitution. 17.
Yeah. So even with that constitution check, which fair, you get the shivers and shakes, and begin to remember the peaceful bliss that you slipped away to after you ate the pastry.
So the ones selling dream pastries are hags?
Yes. There's a coven of them at the mills. By chance, did you come across an old lady in your travels?
Yeah, we one or two. One offered us such pastry. She had a child with her.
Well, let's just put it this way. Children tend to go missing from time to time.
Albert was right about her. Oh, God. What a
good
sick
thing we
lady.
didn't eat the pastry.
You ate one of the pastries?
No, I said
Oh,
it's a very good thing we did not. We did not eat the
Yes.
pastry.
Good thing we did not eat the pastries.
Yeah.
But you know what I...
So, Von Richten looks over at you specifically and gives you the eye. It's like, how are you feeling then?
I'm feeling fine, but you know what they say, AAA. Albert's always Albert's always just trails off.
I see. You haven't had one since, have you?
No. Just the one mistake that perhaps could be another mistake in the future.
Tried as he might. We prevented him.
Albert's
from storming
always
off.
accurate. Albert's always accurate. That's what. Yes. I knew she was bad.
Yes.
I do suggest you still steer well clear of them, even if they do take you to a place that is more peaceful.
I had a dream about the location. Do you think that's a side effect?
I
I
would
think
be
it was before I had the pace.
very, very careful about the way you interpret dreams in this land.
Definitely had a few.
Very well.
I'm not saying they were all under his purview, but again, I would just be very, very careful.
Is there anywhere in this land that is perhaps the barriers weakened where it would be safe to pray at?
You can pray in this room, as far as I know. I just told you not to because if it's a habit, you shouldn't do it. In case you make the mistake out there.
Then I will just sit down and meditate and attempt to pray while everybody's doing their thing.
Have you met any other Strahd's cohorts by chance?
I don't know if anyone we've met hasn't been in his cohort at this point.
Well, you've met Redin. There is also Escher and his wives as well.
We did hear about some of his wives.
Who was that that woman that left with him last night? Are you guys familiar with her?
Yes, Irene. We helped her get here so that she could seek refuge in the protection of the church, so unfortunately hasn't gone well.
If I know anything about vampires is that they covet their wives, extremely so.
I wouldn't think that way about Strahd's, but if he's turned them into spawn, he covets them in some ways, but not. I wouldn't again put what you know about vampires on him specifically. He is quite unique.
You were mentioning his cohorts. Are there any other ones?
There's his wives. There's Redin. There's Escher. Let's see.
Just so we can keep our ears perked up if we hear of them.
Yes, I will go through my papers and pass you off some of my notes here shortly. But there's quite a few of them, and that is DM speak for I'm not prepared around that. So yeah, you'll get some notes after probably tomorrow morning.
By chance, do you know about a Fritz von Werk in Ravenloft?
Fritz von Werk?
He apparently is a clockwork man, or has some sort of...
Oh, you've been talking to Blinksy, haven't you?
He's
yes,
a very
good
fun
old
fellow.
Pixie.
Blinksy is quite a character. I do hope he made it through the uprising at Falaki. He still has my monkey.
That's your monkey.
We cleared out his entire stock, and I'm pretty sure he left after that.
You bought all of his toys?
Yeah, not the smartest move, but I ended up donating them to the children at the orphanage.
Ah, well, I'm sure they were quite amused by his morbid toys, but that's a good deed. Congratulations.
Piccolo's doing just fine, so don't lose too much sleep. He looks happy.
So, gentlemen, what is next for you all then?
Well, Rictavio, I think if you don't mind, if you don't need my services anymore, I would like to join these group of gentlemen on their journey.
I don't see why not. I'm not here to hold you back.
And if the opportunity should arise, will you join us in battle versus Strahd and his minions?
We shall see. I'm not as young as I used to be in this case, and kicks out one of his knees as to like stretch it.
Goes pop.
Yeah, exactly. You hear the creaks and the groans of an older body of someone who's been living hard and hunting monsters most of his adult life.
How would you say we could find you if we ever come across information that could be valuable? To your aid.
Gentlemen, I will most likely be here. And if I am not here, I will leave a note for you. If you do wish to find a safe haven in the tower, I will say if you use the word Drusilla, the name of my horse, you'll be able to open the doors. You are quite lucky you did not try to force your entry into the tower.
What would have happened?
Fortunately, we were busy.
Well, the tower would have collapsed on you all, and then I would have lost most of my research and some of my things, but I would have been able to move on from that. And again, you're quite lucky the tower didn't come down on top of your head.
Okay, hold
so
on.
dumb luck has served us at least once.
I gotta
All is
do
not
a little-
lost.
I do a little research and fourth wall breaking here.
Yeah.
Is that actually written in the book that the tower will collapse if you try and break in?
Yes, it is.
We 100% tried to break in my first campaign, and the whole tower exploded and killed 2 characters.
Yeah. There's a trap on it, and if you also like fuck with the wagon out front, you will also cast a exploding spell.
Wait,
on
did
that wagon.
Albert's pessimism save our ass from that whole thing?
Yeah, you guys all like dodged.
He was like, "Yeah, fuck this, we gotta go," and we were all interested and said, "Fuck it."
Sorry.
It's not all bad news.
It's not all bad. You saved her butt
No.
once.
Gentlemen, there's also been talks of a mad wizard in the area. I haven't seen him quite some time, but in the night sometimes to the north across the lake, you can see flashes of lightning and such. So I would maybe caution you as not to pursue him, but if I can't stop you, he might be of some information for you all.
What was that name again?
I just
A
know
mad
him
wizard?
as the Mad Wizard.
Oh, Mad Wizard.
I wish I wasn't praying right now.
He takes up a map of Barovia, and he points across north of Lake Zarovich towards Mount Bartok, and he said, "This is the last places he has been sighted."
Is he one that got forced onto Barovia, or is he from Barovia originally?
He not been forced, but as I understand it, it was a mage that came to defeat Strahd, as many of us had, and he's somehow found his way to the north of the woods and has lived there since.
You said between the Lake Zorvach and on the way
Northeast of Lake Zorvach and Mount Barakata.
Yep, here. This area.
I'm gonna draw a wizard hat and a lightning bolt.
I want a star and a moon on that hat, please.
Very nicely done.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Visual learner.
Let's see, what else can I tell you? There are the ruins of Brez. I believe there's another hag in those parts. Not too far from... actually, where the fuck are they on the map? I will point some of this stuff out to you guys, so forgive me, but I'm keeping a running list here, and I'll give you some information dump after the session about the places he's pointing out.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure.
Yeah, as you say these, you guys see E Bapef with a piece of charcoal. As usual, it's like drawing little figures on the map.
Bapef, why do you grip that charcoal with your full fist that way?
I've tried to do it the way I've seen other people do it, but I just don't have that much dexterity. Got a nice firm grip. Allows me to at least draw basic shapes. I haven't had a practice at using utensils.
I feel like I have to ask this question. Do you know where Strahd's castle is? Just...
Yeah, so this is where the ruins of Brez are, where I'm pointing to.
That's another hag.
Yes. And actually give me a history check, someone who's listening.
Sure.
Listen, Bazzlo, the ruins come, or when he mentions the ruins of Brez, something comes to your mind, but you can't quite make it out. And Elzeiros, you remember the people at the winery talking about the possibility of Baba the Saga stealing some of the gems. And hopefully you all remember the gems.
Yes.
And then for you, there, Mr. Barbarian, the castle is over here. Even though if you've been in Barovia long enough, you should know where the castle is at. Gentlemen, is there anything else that I can perhaps give you some information on, or anything that you wish to share for me?
I think we've gotten all the help we can hope to get at this point.
Yes.
Bapef's nodding off again.
If you were to find any of these items of power, I would be quite happy if you were to share what they were with me. You said you had a bead on one of them?
Yes, if we can find them, that is. We'll be sure to try and...
Where is the first one that you found meant to be?
Well, we told you about our run-in with Blinksy, right?
Blinksy?
Blinksy told us that if we were to recover something for him... Actually, I can't remember exactly what Blinksy said.
I can help you there, Bapef. There was a clockwork man about knee height. He said that if we recovered for him, he would provide us with information regarding an item. I believe.
Or
Give
that
me a
the
history check.
guy he described that had the clockworks reminded us of something that the fortune teller had told us in regards to the location of one of the items.
That's it.
Curious as to what Madame Eva said to you all.
Did we, as a group, write down what she said?
Yes,
Could
we
just-
did.
We could just.
Well,
show
you guys
it to
did.
him. Yeah, we could just show that to him.
We probably. Oh yeah, for sure.
Only that.
Unfortunately, that item is in the possession of Albert. I believe he has that written down. Albert, would you care to show Rictavio what the fortune teller had told us that we wrote down?
I present the information to them.
Awesome. He begins to read over it. The first card he points to, and he says the tree. I think that pretty well describes Yesterhill, an ancient sleep. I don't. A raven can help you find it. That part is quite vague, if you ask me. There's quite a bit of ravens in this area, but I can imagine that refers to the ravens.
We thought
But
so,
yesterday-
that it had something to do with those druids above the winery.
Yes, the druids make their home there, and they're quite dangerous, if I do say so. I would take a lot of care.
Yes, we've had a run-in with them already. They are a force to be reckoned with.
Have you gone to Yesterhill yet?
Not yet, no.
Dragon's house. It's decorated jar.
That's the one that we got the lead from Blinksy about.
Don't know if you quite read this the same way, but that's okay. I think if you followed that thread, it might be beneficial. And Father's tomb. Yes, most of these don't make much sense to me outside of the first one, which is quite obvious, at least in my mind.
And we had made well with the people at the vineyard, so we might be able to head out that way. It is close.
Sounds like our next stop.
Well, you all must be quite tired. If you are more than welcome to stay in this cramped room. I just ask that you leave the bed for me.
E Bapef immediately passes out.
Perfect. In this case, you all feel quite comfortable to just sleep. It seems like this room might have been the safest place that you guys have stayed in quite a while. Is there anybody who wants to take watches, or are we just going to pass out?
Knowing what Rictavio said about the tower exploding if anybody tried to force entry, Bapef's going to be already falling deep into sleep.
Yeah,
Albert's
I mean,
gonna stay up for a little bit. First saying a prayer to Theron, and then trying to commune with his god, since he knows this is a safe space.
Got it.
honestly, if he was going to kill us, he would have just left us in the city. So I have no qualms.
Map in the corner.
Perfect. As you all fall asleep, you fall into a deep, peaceful sleep throughout most of the day. In this case, you're not accosted by any dreams for what it seems for the first time in forever. It seems like the first night you all actually have got a good restful sleep in this case. So all weird status effects or anything like that go away. You as well lose your dream pie addiction sleeping in this room.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so as you finally all get a full night's rest in that case, or a full day's rest. Yeah. Ring protection. You do know what the ring is that I gave you, Zack?
Yeah, ROP plus 1 AC.
Okay, cool.
I have it equipped now.
Awesome. Before we take a rest here, is there anything else anybody would like to do with their time? Their rest period.
I'd like to use a ration before sleeping because I think we need to do that in order to get rid of the
I was just about to
exhaustion.
mention that.
Exhaustion, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna do that. You'll
Yeah,
snack
everybody
over
needs to
a bit.
subtract their rations, because you are no longer in Velaki.
Does he not have food to provide us here in his tower?
No, he does not. It seems like it is just a tower full of books and gear. Perfect. We're gonna end the session there today.